Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, to the Real Talk podcast. Today, I have a very special guest. He has been on YouTube for a very long time, and he's a very cool guy. Would you like to go ahead and introduce yourself, my friend?
Yo, that intro made it seem like I'm old as hell, bro. Yo, this is Periodic. I have had a YouTube account for a long time, and I've made dumb YouTube videos for a long time, but I haven't taken it seriously until like the past 2 years,
Okay,
I
yeah,
would
yeah,
say.
that's what I looked at. I looked at like
Like
how
it,
long your
dude, if you
channel's
look
been
at my
there.
OG, like my original video I ever posted was literally flip phone camera footage of an arcade game. So it was not serious at all back then.
That was a golden age of YouTube, man. Though,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
that's when
Terrible
every
quality.
terrible quality, just fun phone videos. Nobody cared. Everybody's like, dude, that's sick. I love
Yeah,
it.
zero money.
Yeah, and now you spend a fortune on a gaming PC on a huge rig, and you
Yep,
get 20 views per video.
pretty
That's the
much. Yeah,
difference now.
exactly, exactly.
So you mentioned 2 years ago. What was like the change to Dokkan?
That's a good question, bro. Like I started playing Dokkan during the crossover for the One Piece Treasure Cruise, and Dokkan did a collab like right after the first year anniversary, and I started playing the games then, and I kind of got hooked, and I started playing Dokkan, and I started doing like little live streams and like videos, like maybe like once a week type of thing. I was not taking it serious at all, but I'm a narcissist, so I have to have people watch my videos. So I was like, I'll just do it once in a blue, make a video and whatnot. And it wasn't until maybe what was the turnaround that I started taking it serious? Maybe when I hit like 1,000 subscribers, just randomly. I kind of noticed that I was at like 900, and I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. Like, just I don't have a schedule at all. I don't I don't take it that serious, and yet I'm almost at 1,000. That's kind of interesting. And I was like, maybe I should actually start taking it seriously. And then just kind of watching other Dokkan tubers like Truth, Nano, Rhyme Style, that were about it. You know what I mean? Like this was for some of them, maybe it's not their full career. I think all three, maybe it is, but they were taking it real serious as like, let's put the work in and make good stuff, as opposed to just whatever happens, happens. So I was like, you know what? I should probably start doing the same. And I try to bang out like 2 videos a day since then. And yeah, it's been going decently well so far.
Dude, but that's impressive. Going, you weren't even really trying, and you hit that 1,000 mark. That's nice. Did you get monetized like around that same time period?
No, you had to do that. That was the thing. I noticed that because you have to hit 1,000, and then you need like 4,000 hours of watch time in a 1 year period. And so once I started noticing that, and I was like, oh, I'm actually really close to monetizing. Like that's crazy. I was like, that's when I started actually taking it serious. And at first, even like in the first 1,000, like anybody who thinks like once you get monetized, like, oh, you're raking in money, dude, it was like $10 a month,
Yeah,
if
yeah, it
that.
really is like that.
You know what I mean? So like, you really have to, and this is like more the business aspect, which not a lot of people talk about, but you really have to put out either a lot of stuff or be first to get a lot of views, or just build up that fan base that's consistently going to come back and watch you because they want to watch you, and then that's how you'll grow. The subscriber number doesn't really matter. It's just like people coming and watching consistently, and that's how you'll end up making a decent amount
Yeah,
doing YouTube.
it's very true. I want to say it's a bit of all three of those
Hmm.
examples you gave, because yeah, watch time's important to ad revenue, the clicks are important, and the sub count matters to a point, because you don't want dead subs. And I like how how you mentioned that, because subs really, like, having a lot of subs really doesn't matter, because I see some guys in over the thousands, tens of thousands of subs, and then like I go look at their comment section, it's like three or four people. So it's
Yeah.
like you don't necessarily want that, because that kind of streams people away a little bit, you know?
It does, yeah. Because then it's like, oh, how did he get all these subs? And
Exactly.
it could have been legit. It could have been that they were just active in the past and they just took a long break and no one really went back to the content.
Yep, that
And
happens a lot.
and it's like only now have I started looking at like the financial side of it. That doesn't mean that like I still don't like. I still love Dokkan Battle. That's the crazy thing. It's the game I play the most out of any game at all, and I enjoy doing it. So even if YouTube didn't exist, I'd still be playing the game, and I'd still be talking to my friends about it, like I do in the videos. So it's like if you have that going for you, why not? Just put a camera on and a microphone and just upload it.
Yep, and that's exactly why I started, man. I started back in May, and because all this time I've always been like I've been a pretty decent big spender on a Dokkan. I mean, there's been a couple grand thrown into it, probably more like in the tens of thousands. But
Big
that
boy.
was my
Okay.
yeah, that was like my same thought process. I was like, man, you know, I might not make money from this, but I could share the love that I have for it and actually talk about it and do something productive with it. Because, like you said, it's why not? I mean, all you gotta do is put on a camera and start talking while you're playing.
I am confused why your logo then is a bird and not a whale, because that's big boy money right there.
Well, because
Uh,
I want to make. I mean, my favorite Pokemon is Piplup, and that was kind of like
gotcha,
the
gotcha,
idea. I
gotcha.
was like, oh, I wanted to
Yeah,
make
yeah, yeah.
something kind of like cutie like that, and but yeah, no, I don't
And
consider.
no Lar stole the whale.
Yeah,
Not
no, no,
stole, but he claimed claimed
he's
the
on the next
whale.
level, bro. That
Yeah, yeah.
the boy Noir spends a lot,
Yep. Yeah, yeah.
but he
He's
has
got it though. He's got it. He's cool peoples.
yeah, yeah, he 100% is, and I mean he's in the career field to be spending that amount of money. And of course, when you get monetized, it makes it easy. Like once you get monetized on a gotcha game, it's like you said, it's not necessarily you're making a lot of money, but however, it eases your normal finances for spending on banners.
Correct. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
basically it.
It feeds the addiction.
Yeah, yeah, you don't have to spend your rent money or food money anymore.
Exactly. Which, yeah, 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 yeah. That's never a good thing. And I do tell people that all the time too. It's like when they're like, "Oh, should I go in on the banner?" And I'm like, if it's comfortable for you to do so, like you should never, ever, ever be budgeting, uh, and like saying like, "Okay, I'll pay rent late so I can go in and try to get these pixels of art." You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
I'm always telling people in my chat like, dude, if you are free to play, stay that way. It's way less stressful, and it's way better for you because, like, yes, this game gives us enjoyment and whatnot, and like for the way that I see it is like I set a budget of what I would have spent on video games anyway in the month. It would go to
exactly.
Dokkan.
Perfect.
I'm never going to exceed it, and once I do, that's the time when you should quit the game because at that point you're like a desperate gambler, and you don't want to go down that road because it feeds the same part of your brain, that addictive personality, which you don't want to come out. So
I believe that when I was reading up on the effects that gambling has on the brain, that some people even say that it's almost like the same endorphins pop out that you do like on a heroin rush.
yeah, 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 that's
It's
exactly
very
what
like
it is.
close. It's like like that feeling that comes in when you pull that unit. It's like you're it's a literal drug, man, and it is a scary thing. And it's cool that we're talking about this because I think this is like that dark side of gotcha gaming that a lot of people
Yeah.
don't talk about because
Yep.
it's like they don't want to affect their brand or something like that. But really, like you said, there's so many kids playing this game that don't
Yeah.
understand that most of us work full-time jobs and we built our careers up. Like Jenner has a career, you have a career, I've worked in fraud investigation and built my career up to where I'm at now. And it's like all of us, most of the Dokkan tubers have jobs. Like we're all a bit older, and a lot of
Yeah.
these younger guys are like, oh, we got to do what they're doing, we got to grab that. It's like, well, no, I'm spending like my extra money, I'm not spending my food money on this. Or
Exactly.
a lot of so I'm glad you're so open with your chat about that because it's very like that's very helpful for the younger audience.
Dude, I have very little filter. Like, if someone says something that I don't agree with, I'm gonna say it. But I'm not saying it in like, oh, you're a moron kind of way. I'm saying it more of a educational type of way, a life experience type of way. I've been there, done that type of way. So don't make the same mistakes, you moron. So
Yeah, I wish
yeah,
I could
that's
tell
the
my
go
younger
ahead.
self that too.
Oh, bro, I would save myself so much money,
And no, me
so much,
too.
so much debt that I had to climb out of
Did you ever have to
later
do a
on.
bankruptcy?
No, no, no,
Oh,
never
I
had to.
did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
sucks.
unfortunately had. Yep, yep, it did
But
suck.
I know people that had to,
Yeah,
and
I
a
didn't
lot of
have a
times
choice.
exactly, yeah. I had a buddy who had a pool hall and you know, at the worst time because it was like during the recession,
Ah,
2009,
yeah.
2010, and it's like at that point, bro, people don't have the disposable income to come in and play pool, right? Like they're using it to try to pay off their mortgage and whatnot. So yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's a rough time.
Yeah, no, it was a rough time, and that was because, and I'm pretty open about it. Me and my ex fiance, I decided to buy everything in my name because
Gotcha.
I was like, oh, you know what? Like, let me help you out. I'm gonna buy all the furniture, and I spent, I think, dude, almost like 30 grand in furniture, like alone. Like, we
Yeah,
really decked out the house and
that's
did all
expensive. A
the.
lot of people don't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, they don't. Yeah, a lot of people, like a lot of my friends, were like, dude, how did you rack that up? I'm like, bro, like nice couches are expensive, man.
Yep.
And just like the TVs and stuff like that. And we lived very, very nicely, but of course, when we broke up, and I was hit with that, and I had to keep the house, and I was like, man, I can't afford all this.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, what can you do? So I went and filed it. Ended up not being a big deal, and that was about 2 years ago. So actually, after these 2 years, I've actually built up my credit back to pretty close to 700. It's not there
That's cool.
yet, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
almost there.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I'm able to, I'm getting credit card offers, and my car, like, I could get another car. So my life is getting pretty
Cool.
much back to normal. So that's always like a good thing to talk about. It's like, well, if you do have to do a bankruptcy, just be smart about it when you're done, because you could get your life back.
Yeah, don't go down the same
Yeah,
like
don't make the
even
same
just like
mistake.
yeah, exactly because like at the time it didn't seem like a mistake, but when you look at it in the future, when you look back at it, you're like, oh, maybe I should have went about it a different way. Like I kind of had to go through that to learn, or in this case, you had to go through that to
Yeah,
learn like,
exactly.
okay, maybe that wasn't the best way we should have done that, but in the future, now I know that we can approach it and look at it a little bit more carefully, as opposed to just jumping into it. Because I've probably done millions of mistakes like that
Yep.
in my early 20s, and I got this, I'll pay for that, I'll do this, and then at the end of it, you're just like, wait a second, what?
Yeah, yeah, you have like that
Where'd my money
super.
go?
Yeah, you have like that superhero mentality that you want to help
Yeah,
everybody, that you want to make your girl as happy as you can, but you could still make them as happy as you can and be smart. And that's the
100%.
big thing. Like you could
And
do
I'm
both.
gonna give you I'm gonna give you a sick transition into Dokkan here because it applies the same way in the game and in YouTubing. Because there's a lot of people that think, and they'll ask me like, oh, do I have to be a whale to do YouTube? And it's like a Dokkan YouTube, or it doesn't matter if you're playing Bleach Brave Souls, or if you're playing Naruto Blazing or Fate Grand Order, whatever the gacha game that you're playing is. It's like you don't have to be a whale. You look at someone like Jay Fanta, who's a complete free to play you know,
And he has an
uh,
income.
yeah, and you look at someone like Jinro who doesn't go hugely deep on his banners. Like he'll go a few hundred stones, sure. Even cats like um, Rhyme Style, who doesn't do a lot of summon videos. He does way more gameplay videos
Yeah,
than
yeah.
anything else. It's really just cats like Truth, Goresh, Nano goes pretty deep nowadays. Tiger goes pretty deep nowadays. But those are really like the main whales. And I haven't seen one person who was a YouTuber who I guess they weren't doing as well as they hoped. And they even said like, man, I can't summon as much as the Truth. And it's like, yeah, no one can.
Yeah, yeah. Nobody's
Like,
making fifty
there's
thousand a month doing
yeah.
this besides him and like Nano. You think any of us
Exactly.
make that? No.
Yeah, and it's like that dude on a side tangent, his work ethic is insane because if you look at like his views daily compared to someone like Nano or Rhymestyle, he rivals them because he's putting out 3 to 4 videos a day and they're gaining, 20, 30,000 views every video.
Yeah,
So in reality, he's getting 120 to 150,000 views a day. Whereas like a rhyme style video will get 80,000, 100,000, 120,000. So he's rivaling that income, which is insane. But anyway, to go back to my original point, it's like there's really only Nolar and Garash that can rival or can rival Truth in the amount of stones he goes rainbowing units going all the way. So it's
yeah.
like if that's what you're expecting to be your claim to fame, that's already filled
It is filled.
by 3 really entertaining streamers, right? You got the Homie Time, you got the No No Juice, and then you got the LR King. So you got to find a different niche or niche, whatever the
It's true.
pronunciation is.
It's true.
And
To give
so,
to give you like a good
Yeah.
example of that, it's all my summoning videos never do well. Never.
Mhm.
They're all like they barely ever hit 100. They barely do that. My best videos are always either how to, character analysis, or showcase of rainbow units, and
Yeah.
those will always be my highest, which is crazy. And then like you said, for whoever gentleman who said that, he was like, "Oh, I got something like truth." Like, no, you don't, because people, like you said, they're already watching those rainbowed summoning videos. They already found their spot. Become something else. Be the farmer. Do fun like little team, like do different type of team builds, showcases. People love just listening to different people talk about units. It's like
For
when
sure.
before I started doing YouTube, I would watch a showcase from like you, General, Nolar, Truth, Gresh. It's because you just want to hear different sides of a person's like perspective on units. But for all my summoning, like you said, I would watch Nano, Nolar, or Truth.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I have like really two things on that. So one is in terms of the summoning videos, it's the same exact way for me. The best views will usually be my first summons on the banner, and I'll usually say like my first summons on the banner, people like to see that. Or my final summons on the banner, people like to see that as well. But if it's just like my third or fourth time pulling on the banner, no one cares. Unless if I get completely shafted and that's in the banner or that's in the title. People love to watch those. Those are my most upvoted videos when I get completely destroyed in my pulls. I don't know. They just love to,
People,
see me in misery. Maybe. I'm not sure if that's the case or not, but
I know a
like,
lot of Truth fans like that.
bro, if I pull fire, I'm getting 5 dislikes. Easy. Like, people are pissed.
Yeah.
They're not happy about it. But to the second point is that's one thing that I started doing because like you're either the person that drops like if new news drop, right? The first person that drops it is going to get a leg up because they're going to have an advantage. If you're the fifth person that talks about the news, then you're not going to get as many views, right? So it's either being first or being unique. And so that's why I started doing like dumb little weird series like uh for example, when a new unit drops and everyone hypes it up to like the best unit in the game, I'll make a video called "This is not the best unit in the game," and then I'll talk about why I don't think it's like as top tier as everybody says, or if I do think it's top tier, then I'll agree with it, and whatever the case is. I also have another series called "Is this the dumbest unit in the game?" and it so far has showcased Sourman from the Arale Penguin Village arc, and it's also showcased Bacterian what's the Bacterian? The dude that has his hand in his shorts from the World Tournament.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm talking about? That dude. So that's a series that people like, and they're giving me suggestions and stuff like that because it's unique. No one's doing a Bacterian showcase, bro. 10 out of 10 links, 100. Well, you can't even hit a potential him because he's an SR, but no one's doing those showcases. The super attack level 10. So it's like, what is this? Let me check it out. And just thinking outside the box, doing stuff like that.
No, yeah, and I mean, and it definitely shows. I mean, within 2 years, you went up 2,000 subs, right?
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
That's what I'm saying. And you're constantly growing. Like, how do you like your growth right now?
It's going pretty good. It's at a steady clip, which I enjoy. It's more of I look at because like the subscribers will grow, that's cool and all that, but I like to look at the actual views. And it used to be where in a day, if I got 50 views on a video, that was pretty good. Like that's not bad. Now it's like, and that was like the average, right? Like 50 views a video on an average. I was like, oh, that's cool, right? At the end of the day, it's not nine. That's good. It's 50. Okay, that's a good day. Some of them would be nine at the end of the day. Now it's like 200 is is good. That's like my average now for most videos, 200. Some of them will hit, 300, 400. Some of them I kind of know are going to do well, like when I do um news, like a bunch of information coming out, like an information dump, I'll probably get over 1,000. My tier list videos are always really, really high, just because people love crapping on your opinion. Can we swear on this?
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, people love shitting on your opinion.
Yep,
So
they
it's
do.
like
They
I
do.
put my LR tier list for September. It's at about 10,000 views right now, and it's got 18 dislikes, which is like I don't mind. I don't care the dislikes, and I don't care people coming in the comments and saying like, I think this guy should be higher or this person should be probably lower. It drives me nuts though when people come in and be like, "This list is dumb," and then
Yeah,
that's
it's
it.
like
It's
how?
like,
It's what?
what what did you provide in that comment besides us now not liking you? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you didn't change anybody's mind. Now people just don't like you. So what was the point of that?
Damn straight. No, I completely agree with that one because yeah, like I hate it when people just do that. They're just like, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna be an asshole. Say you're completely wrong, but you're not gonna tell me why I'm wrong.
Exactly. I love constructive criticism, but if you just come in to like insult, it's like, bro, go somewhere else for that. Like this is not the channel to do that on. I have very little patience. You know, same thing on my Discord. Like I have very little rules. It's like don't be a dick kind of thing. Don't spam. That's about it. I don't have like super set of rules, and that's because if you break the rules, I just ban you. It's like a one-time penalty. That's it. Like you're just gone. I'm not spending 10 hours a day on Discord and trying to manage it. So if you're an asshole and I see you being an asshole, you're banned. It's it's over. I don't have to
Yeah,
worry about it anymore.
yeah.
It's
You
the
don't
same
gotta
thing on
deal
my
with that
comments.
bullshit, bro.
Yeah, if you start like trying to pop off on somebody else in my comments, if you're trying to be a jerk to somebody else, I'll just hide you from my channel. I can care less if you come back. I have a full-time job. I pay all my bills and stuff like that. YouTube is a luxury. I would love to be able to just pay my rent completely with YouTube, and that's like the goal that I'm setting. But at the end of the day, I don't need it, and so I don't, that's it's a weight lifted off of me, and it's also one of those things of I like, yeah, I care about what people say, but I'm not going to harbor on it, and it's just going to go in one ear and out the other, and you're done.
Yeah, no, you know what that is? Age. A lot
Yeah,
of people don't
maturity.
understand that. They'll be like, "Nah, like you're being an ass." It's like, no, dude. It's like I'm like at a point in my life where it's like, I'm not gonna fight back. I just don't care. Like, just leave.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have time to worry about your, stupid troll comment or anything like that. I'm not gonna stress about it. You're done. Like, you're blocked or deleted. And that, yeah, I'm the same way in that regard because why are we going to, give this hate-filled punk probably in his early years, probably 14 to 17 or 18, when you're edgy and cool, the light of day? Like, nah, man, for what? When you have hundreds of other people loving you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the hate always stands out, which is pretty sad because that's like usually the first thing your eye looks at when it's a negative comment. And I try to be better with that. I try to read the comments like every other day. I'll just go through and see the comments that I missed and try to respond to them, like heart the ones that I need to like, and then it happens very rarely. I've talked to my girlfriend about that before because she's always worried about like doxing and stuff, like what happened to Nolar. And I'm like, you know what? It's like the people that come to my streams and come to my videos, I have a very chill attitude. I'm not like one of those dudes that are just going nuts in their videos because to me, it's like, this is Dokkan Battle, bro. We're popping bubbles. We're
Yeah, yeah,
not
you
doing
can't get
like,
too crazy, bro.
yeah, we ain't doing 360 snipes, you know, we're not doing 1v5 outplays. So it's like, yeah, the summonings could pop off and they do when I pull a very good card. I'm never gonna fake a reaction. The reaction that I do is my reaction, like if I'm happy or if I'm mad or if I'm upset. But I'm never gonna fake it just to try to get like the Fortnite crowd coming in. No offense to people who play Fortnite, but that's just not what I'm about. So typically, I'd say like 99% of the people that come in and watch the videos and comment and come to the live stream are super chill. And, they like that environment and, that's what they want to hang out in.
Yeah, no, dude, and it's very respectful. The way like you run your stuff. I mean, you even you mentioning that you go back every other day to respond to all your comps and stuff, and I'm sure you get hundreds. Imagine 200. If you're putting a video every day, you're getting 200 views, and I could only imagine.
It could be anywhere from like in a 2 day span, it could be anywhere from like 10 to 50. Unless if it's like I said, like a video that really explodes, then it could be more, but it's pretty manageable. There are some times where I go a few days where it's just like maybe I'm too busy at work or, where I have to do a bunch of crap at the house where I'm just not able to check it for a few days. And I always feel bad because like I know how much it means if, someone like my niece, right? My niece, she knows I'm a YouTuber, and she talks about like, I remember she said something that like kind of made me sad. She said, "I wish that this person would shout me out, like just
Oh,
another YouTuber, right?" And I was just thinking like, that is, and this is a weird topic to get into, but it's like, I guess that's like the pinnacle of children getting shouted out by a YouTuber. Like that's what they really want. And they don't even understand that it doesn't mean anything.
yeah, it
Like
doesn't.
if you get shouted out, who cares? You didn't gain anything from it. They're not going to remember your name in 2 seconds. Like it doesn't mean anything to them. But to the kid, it means everything. And it's the same thing of like, my channel is kind of a little wrestling themed too, because I was a huge wrestling fan growing up. It's not that great nowadays, but back in the day, Attitude Era and all that stuff, I loved it. It's like the case if I was in the crowd and like Bret Hart came over to me and gave me his sunglasses, which never happened. I would have loved it to happen,
That would have been
but
sick.
that would have been amazing. Like I was always so envious of those kids that got the sunglasses. And they're cheap ass sunglasses. They're like $4 pieces of plastic, but it would have meant so much to me. And so that's why I try to actually respond to comments because it will take me 2 seconds to do, and it might, not saying it will, but it might mean something to someone.
Yeah, it does, man. Because when someone comments, it's like they're not commenting just to comment. They really like your content. They're really happy. Like they really resonated with your voice. Your facial expressions, the way that you express yourself, and these. That's how I see it. And to me, it's a huge blessing anytime I receive any comments. And now it's getting kind of crazy. Like every day I log in, yeah, it's about 10 to 50. I mean, I upload a lot, but it's always the same guys. And like to me, that means so much because you're like, damn, bro, like these same guys like my stuff so much that they come back every other day, or they try keeping up with my intense uploading schedule. And it's like. Then I have some guys who watch me like once a week that will comment and I remember who they are. And then I have some guys like once a month. And it's just, when you start remembering those guys, man, it's like, dude, this is crazy to think that people like me, like myself, are, taking their time out of the day to listen to me talk.
Yeah.
And to me, that's so crazy because I'm sure, most of your life, you're just like, oh, I'm just a regular person, right? Like I've never been overly confident. I've never been underly
I was always
confident
good
either.
looking, so
Yeah, yeah. I'm just a normal dude, and then yeah, people watching you all the time. They're like, "Yo, I like your stuff," and they're like, It's like a different feeling, man,
yeah,
and it's nothing to get over cocky or confident about. It's just like, damn, bro, like these guys are like family to me at this point, and I'm sure you feel the same way about of your guys. I'm sure you do have a lot of regulars. I'm assuming, right?
yeah, for sure. I've talked about it before, like when I'm streaming and stuff, to people in the chat. Is I have one friend who casually plays Dokkan Battle. He used to be pretty into it, and now not so much. But I don't see him a lot, like barely ever. And so I really don't have anybody to talk to Dokkan Battle about. And I'm someone, when I get into something, I go in hardcore, like to a fault almost. I remember when I showed my girlfriend Lord of the Rings because she had never watched it before. I'm such a douche. I was like, you know what? I haven't watched the extended versions of the movies. I'm gonna kill two birds with one stone. I'm gonna show her Lord of the Rings, and I'm gonna watch the extended versions. Well, the extended versions are like 4 hours long a piece,
Yeah, yeah,
and
I've
that is
heard.
not a good film, not a good version to introduce someone to Lord of the Rings, because they're gonna fall asleep after 2 hours. Because like for me, I'm such a nerd in that sense that I'm like, I need more. I want more backstory. I want to learn about this character. I want to learn about where they came from. I want to learn about like the battles of their parents and the father of this person and blah blah blah. But like to somebody just getting into it, it's overwhelming. And so I was like, all right, maybe I shouldn't have done that. So like just recently we rewatched the normal Lord of the Rings and she was like, wow, this is so much better. Like I actually understand it. And I was like, yeah, that was my bad. Sorry about that. But Dokkan Battle is the same thing. So it's like I get into it, I want to share it with someone. And that's really what the YouTube was about. It's like I want to talk about this game. I want to give my opinions and hear opinions back. And the live streaming is the same way. I can get immediate feedback, right? Like if I'm doing an event and even like it's super nice if I'm doing like Extreme Super Battle Road or if I'm trying to do a mission on Infinite Dragon Ball History or whatever, and someone's like, "Yo, you should use this dude because he helped me clear it." And I'm like, "Oh, I never even thought about that. Let me try that dude out." Or people just coming in and asking me questions like, "Oh, what do you think about this?" And then I give my opinion and they're like, "Oh, you know what? That actually helped me. Cool. Let's, proceed or whatever." So, yeah, it's nice to have a community to talk about a game that you really enjoy.
Yeah, no, yeah, you stole the words out of my mouth, man. Yeah, it really helps. So I mean, just having that community there, just to talk to every day, because like you said, I actually don't have many friends outside of YouTube, really, and
Mm-hmm.
because that's just how it is. The older you get, the further. I mean, you just kind of like go your separate ways,
Yeah, for sure.
and YouTube kind of like just distracts you, bro, from like not having those real life connections sometimes. And like one podcast I had, his name was Spiteful Hope, super cool guy, and
Oh, yeah,
he,
yeah, I follow Spiceful.
yeah, super duper nice guy. And when we were talking about it, he mentioned that he was like, dude, we're planning our wedding soon, and he's like, what's crazy? It's that I'm gonna invite more of my Discord than like my friends in real life because
That's
those are my
crazy.
real brothers. And I'm like,
Yeah,
bro, at some point I feel that because these guys that you talk to every day on Discord really become like your family, really
yeah,
become your friends, and they're more like these people are so much more like passionate about like friendship and like family than like people outside of the internet, which is so crazy. It's like shouldn't it be the other way around? But it's like no, it's not. People just
yeah.
get so caught up with their own lives that they stop really looking around themselves, like looking at their friends, looking at their family members. You just get so engrossed in yourself that you kind of forget about that. But when you join YouTube, we're all just like a giant community. Like we're all just
Yeah.
a family, and it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and I think it's like, back then it would have been seen as, I guess, antisocial, just having like a bunch of online friends. But like in the world that we live in now, it's kind of the norm. And like people have to embrace that, right? Like when I was a kid, I remember some of the funnest times were like going to my friend's house and gathering like a bunch of us and playing different types of video games, right? Like back then it would have been, shoot, when it first it was like N64 and like the OG PlayStation, and then we moved on to like Xbox and PlayStation 2, and the games back then were, different fighting games and all that stuff. And there would be sometimes like in one of my buddy's house, there would sometimes be like 15 people, like 15 of our friends crammed in a room.
I miss that
Whoever
era.
loses switches controller or whatever you're doing. But that's the type of energy I want in my live streams and in my comment sections where it's like it's not just a bunch of randoms, strangers watching a YouTube video. Like that kind of sucks in my opinion. It's cool when you go into the comment section or you go into the live stream and people are having conversations with each other. I love seeing that.
Oh yeah,
I
dude, that
love
looks
seeing when
amazing.
people, yeah, when people recognize each other. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? I seen him from the last stream. Or they're asking each other questions. First off, I read every comment when I'm live streaming. I read everything in chat. Um, so number one, it's always it warms my heart to see that, and number two, it's nice because I don't have to read it out loud, so I can take a little break. But it's just yeah, it's a real like a communal type of just situation when you get into that, and yeah, I really enjoyed seeing that. It's because it just reminds me of the good old days of like just the boys hanging out. Girls are invited too, by the way. I have my female demographic is 0.5%, trying to get that up.
Yeah, mine as well. I'm like, who are these girls watching me?
I know there's female Dragon Ball Z fans.
They're there.
Just
They're
gotta
there. I think there's a
jump
female
on the YouTube.
besides Social Fire. I think there was another girl. I forgot her. I forgot who she was, but she played Dokkan for like a couple years, and she's really into Frieza.
Oh, she's a react. She's a
The
reactor.
reactor. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah,
yes.
yeah,
I remember her. But I
yeah,
know she never like really like got in like into this community like with like the
yeah.
Nolar guys. But I know she's been her own thing, and yeah, dude, like there is a lot of girls who love Dragon Ball. It's just they're just kind of far in between, and they don't make
Yeah, for
they
sure.
don't always make YouTube, so that's kind of like the harder part. It's
Yeah,
funny where
and
those
it's
girls
also
are.
like it's such a like, bro, you're opening yourself up to such a minefield as a female going into YouTube. Like, it's for me, I have to work. Like, I think I've maybe seen two like sexist comments in my comment sections. Like legit, like, oh, flex or some weird stuff like that, right? Like, oh, why don't you do a shirtless video? I swear, I've only seen like maybe two
Yeah.
in like 10 years. But if you're a female going on YouTube, bro, you're getting 20 of those a day. And like just I 100% understand not wanting to open yourself up to that and seeing that type of just silliness every single day. And I say silliness, that's too light of a word. Like just disturbing comments and
Yeah, no,
stuff.
that's gross, bro. Yeah.
It's very hard to foster a community where everyone is cool and you're not just getting dudes coming in to ruin it for everybody else. And then if like you try to say like, dude, come on, like just calm down. Oh, simp, you're a simp lord. Like, dude, shut up.
Yeah, bro.
Go actually on a date for once in your life, please. Stop having your mommy pack your lunch, go get a job, and start actually having relationships with people instead of being an edge lord on the internet all your life. It's so depressing.
Dude, it
Anyway,
is.
that's
It
my rant.
is. No, no, it is, man. Because a lot of these dudes don't understand when they say these things. Like I know this is gonna sound. They could say, "Oh, this sounds edgy," but like, nah, dude, it causes a lot of pain to these women because they're coming onto a platform to express themselves. The same way that me and you express ourselves through Dokkan, they're expressing themselves through something else. And they're not coming on here to be sexualized. They're not coming on here to be like, oh, nice titties, nice ass, nice
Yeah.
lips. Like, they're not coming on here for that, bro. And like, don't fucking come to YouTube of all places to tell women that.
I know there's so many websites where you can get a,
That you could
you
go
know,
crazy, say whatever
you
you
can get a better
want.
payoff, brother. Like,
Yeah, like go to this damn strip club, you know?
there's
Like
better payoffs in different places, I'm telling you.
yeah, like
You
don't come to
know,
YouTube with that nonsense. Like I get like
it's
we're
so
we're men,
dumb.
we know where we go when
Yeah,
back in those days. Like if you have those moments, don't go to fucking YouTube. Call your
it's
boys, go
super
buy some
awkward.
beers, and go to the damn strip club. You know, that's what it's there
Yeah.
for.
And the weirdest thing too is like it's the dudes that complain about gamer girls that are the ones that are following gamer girls. Like
I
they're
would never
like, "Oh,
understand that.
I hate these girls. They're ruining the internet." And it's like if you look at their subscription list, there's like 50, just spammed in their timeline. It's like, "Why are you following them then?" Like, well, you're like get out of here, bro. Like, it's
I never
embarrassing.
understand guys' mentality with that. Why do you like what are you even mad out mad about when you look at gamer girls? Like
Yeah.
what is
The
it?
funniest thing too is like if you are so annoyed about it, the only reason that like a e-girl is even a thing is because dudes are desperate as hell. If
Yep.
if there were not that level of desperation in dudes, guess what? There would be no e-girl. Like you don't see chicks being so desperate for a guy where you've had this whole industry starting up because of it. So it's like if you don't like it, don't watch. But let the dudes who are desperate go and watch. Let them do their own thing. Let the girls make the money. Like, and no one getting harmed in it. No one's getting scammed. So just, whatever. Not a big deal.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. And the other thing that I want to mention, picking back off that, was a lot of guys hate girls who get OnlyFans, and just like
Yeah.
OnlyFans in general. And I'm like, boy, if I can make an OnlyFans, excuse my language, fucking flunking my dick around, making $5,000 a month, I would quit my job today. You
Yo,
know,
I
like
mean,
five. These women are making tens of thousands of dollars, not 5 grand. I know.
comment section. I want to hear it. If you want to see a Gotcha Talks OnlyFans,
Yeah, you gotta pay some good
leave
money.
it in the comments down below.
But you get what I'm saying, man. And all these women are hustling just by showing their tits.
Yeah.
I'm like, strippers have to go crazy making
Hmm.
a good $100 a night.
Yeah.
And you have these girls that come online and don't even take full lewd pics and they get paid all this money. You're gonna get mad at them for hustling while we have to work? I'm like, nah, power to women. Good for you
Yeah.
guys. This is I mean, it's not a bad job at all.
And
You
again,
know?
it goes to the aspect of if there wasn't a market for it, if there weren't people that were willing to pay, then that industry would not exist. That website would not exist.
Exactly.
So don't
Exactly.
blame the performers, blame the people that are opening up their wallets. If again, if you don't want to see that, if you want to taken away or whatever, which I don't see why. It's
Yeah,
not
it's
like
not
it's
hurting
hurting you.
anybody.
It's not like they're forcing you to have a subscription. Like, oh, you're a man, you have to have an OnlyFans, sub. It's like, no,
Yeah.
that's not the case.
Yeah.
So shut up.
I haven't subbed to any OnlyFans, and a lot of my friends haven't either because they're all like, well, I don't really feel like spending money when I could watch it for free, of course, you know?
Yeah. So
And
weird.
so all these guys who get mad about it, and I'm like, why? For what? Like, let them. Who cares what they're doing? Why
Yeah.
do you care? You know, so many people get mad, like at Pokimane, for example. They're like, oh, she's just a dumb thought. She's stupid. And she doesn't have an OnlyFans. This is just going back to like that
Yeah, yeah,
e-girls.
yeah. Yeah, Twitch thing. Yeah.
And for one, I'm like, dude, she makes $50,000 a month, easily,
Yep.
probably more, especially now. And two, like you said, there's a demographic. Why is she going to quit something when guys are sending her thousands of dollars every day? She's not asking for it. I've never heard Pokimane say a single time in like the last 10 years she's been on the platform, oh, can you guys donate me money? She's never
Yeah.
asked that. People are doing
Yeah.
this, like you said, they're just opening up their wallets. How can you get mad
It,
at a person for that?
it's also like Truth, right? Who went from, and again, Dokkan transition. I'm smooth
No,
with
no,
it,
I
man.
like
I'm,
that. I
I'm
like
bringing
that.
it back
Smooth,
in.
smooth.
Truth, when he started his YouTube, he was not a whale at all. He was free to play.
Yep.
And his channel was like doing okay. Wasn't great, wasn't bad. And it only exploded when he opened up his wallet and started wailing out. So am I going to be mad that he's doing that and I can't? Why? He can do it. He's not hurting anybody. Like if he was maybe stealing the money and that's how he was doing his summons, then okay, we could be upset about him. But he's using his own money or his YouTube money, whatever it is, which is his money in, at the end of the day,
Yep.
and he's putting it back into the game to make content and people were enjoying it and his subs started skyrocketing. So it's like, are you going to be pissed because he's doing that? It's like, no,
No, I'm happy
he's not
for him.
hurting anybody. Who cares? Let him do his thing. He's enjoying, like, he's having fun doing it. If he wasn't having fun, he wouldn't be dropping 4 videos a day and people wouldn't be watching it. So, like, just let it be, man. People worry about too much of what others think or what others do when it doesn't affect them in
At
the
all. Yep.
slightest.
Yep.
In the slightest. It's like, has it ruined your day somehow? Has it caused you to lose money? Has it popped your tire on your car? Has it given you bad breath? Like, what has it done that suddenly you're so upset about it? Who cares?
Yeah, no, dude, exactly, exactly. And if you guys don't like it, just don't watch all three videos he uploads. Watch one or watch every other one. You know, it's
So
it's
weird.
it's so yeah. People are so odd with that. I will never understand why people get so upset over stupidity. If you guys want to get mad at something, go watch last night's debate. That's what you guys should be watching if you
I
want to
mean,
get
there's
mad.
so much, yeah, there's so much in the world to actually be upset about, and people get so caught up in just the
Nonsense.
trivial BS when it's like, man, I can go on a rant, but we're already 40 minutes in, and I don't want to go another 4 hours
No, I completely agree with everything you're
on my
saying,
long
man.
rant.
It's true. No, it's true. And a lot of people think we aren't like that. I want to say there's a lot of good kids on here who are like, just happy to see whatever they can. But then you see those random comments who get
Yeah, for
mad.
sure, for sure. And I don't want to harbor on it too much because, like you said, there are a ton of cool, I'd say probably like 70% of YouTube is really, really cool. Like just
Yeah.
awesome.
I want to say the
Everything's
Dokkan
good.
community has a lot of
Yeah, I
that.
would say it's higher than that, but just like overall on YouTube, the entire platform, I'd say 70% is really cool. And then 30% is like dipping into toxic. You don't really want to go there. It's just kind of like not really fun type of things. People just like making fun of each other, being mean for no reason, or worse. But Dokkan, I would say, is probably like 90%. I very rarely get, like I said, negative comments. And even then, like on a tier list video that will have like 10,000 views and have like, I'm trying to see how many, like almost 150 comments. maybe one or two will be like, "Oh, this is stupid." That's an insane ratio of like positive comments to negative. And it's not even that bad. Like just saying that my list is dumb. That's not even that bad of a comment. So yeah, I definitely think the Dokkan community is pretty good community.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. Every like even all the content creators are just very very cool dudes, man. You know,
Yeah, I can't think of anybody who's like I'm trying to think of maybe somebody who I'm not a huge fan of, and I really can't think of them. Like I can think of some in from other games that I'm just like, not the biggest supporter of this person. But like in Dokkan Battle, there's really none that are like, the known ones, and even some of the smaller ones that deserve more recognition. I'm gonna throw the plug out there for some. Mr. Baby,
Mr.
he's
Baby's
real
the boy.
solid. Yep, General Bardock
Like general,
is
yeah.
super funny. What's called no matter what he's doing. Pilk, who does Dokkan Battle and Danmachi, Raptor's Delight. He's super funny dude too.
I gotta check him out.
Um, yeah, Viper, Super Saiyan Viper.
He's cool.
Um,
Eat
yeah, he's
like
coming up too.
uh, I always forget his name. The eat bread.
Oh, Sir Loaf of
Sir
Bread
Loaf of
is
Bread. There we go. He's a really cool
so
kid too. I like
Loaf
him.
is funny as hell. He's crazy, but
He's Jay
he's real
Fanta's boy,
funny.
right?
Yeah, I think he's Jinro's boy. He's Jinro's boy.
Okay, okay, okay.
I don't know. Maybe he knows Jay Fanta. I'm not sure, but he's a ball of energy, bro. Like some people, it might be too much, but I'm just like, there's there's a difference between fake energy and real energy. And like I would understand if it's like well, maybe some people are a fan of Markiplier, but I've never been a fan of Markiplier.
Yeah, me
He's the
neither.
huge YouTuber, right? Because I know his a lot of his reactions are fake. You can tell. There's no way you can sustain that level of screaming as a genuine emotion.
Yeah,
Jimmy
you can't.
Fallon is the same way, right? You can tell his fake laugh from his real laugh. Everyone has a fake laugh, especially if your job is to make the person you're talking to feel comfortable, and you have to do it in an 8 to 10 minute segment. You got to laugh at what they do, or else it's just going to be awkward as hell. So, like Markiplier, a few of my friends were like, "Oh, this dude's so funny," and I'm just like, "Yo, I can't get into it, bro. It's just so weird." But Sir Loaf Bread, that is his real energy. Like,
Yeah,
that's who he
yeah,
is.
he gets wild, man.
Doesn't matter if there's a camera in front of him or not. That's just how he is. So I like that type of energy. I like someone who's genuine in that. There's a reactor who is the most insane reactor I've ever seen in my life. His name is Uzumaki Khan, and he's like a British dude who legitimately shouts at the screen like it's going to do something, right? Like he's arguing with people on the screen. But you can tell it's authentic. It's not put on, it's not BS. He really is like a simple person. Let's just put it like that. He's, not the brightest person ever. So like he gets super hyped about what he watches, the anime that he watches and whatnot. If you guys want to see something super funny, YouTube Uzumaki Khan door. That's all I gotta say. I'm not gonna say anything else. Just YouTube that. You will die laughing. But yeah, so I'm a fan of Loaf. Um, Toonami, obviously,
Yeah,
is
Toonami's real cool. I like him a lot.
Toon is one like Second of Truth is probably the hardest working YouTuber I've ever come across because this dude has more hours in the day than other people. It feels like he manages his Discord. I told you I spend very little time in my Discord. I go in there, I chat with people once in a blue, but I'm not like my Discord looks embarrassing, bro. Like if you go into it, there's like 6 channels at best. There's people in it, they chat and stuff like that, but everyone kind of knows like I'm not this Discord guy. His joint has levels, has, different weekly calls and all this crazy stuff. He's constantly doing Twitch streams, different types of games, multiple YouTube uploads a day. Like, I don't understand how he has all that time, but he does.
I think
And
from what I
so,
heard, is that he does it full time. Like this is like that's he does the voice acting and YouTube full time.
He's also, and I haven't been able to confirm this, but I'm almost positive he's a famous actor and he's hiding his identity from anybody on YouTube. I do think he's actually Robert Downey Jr. And he just doesn't want to let anybody know.
We've been hanging out with Robert Downey
So,
Jr.
well, he calls me Robert Downey Jr. and I think it's a little, projection.
Suspicious.
Yeah, I think it's projection because he always calls me Uncle P, and he says I'm RDJ. Uh, but I think he's actually RDJ, and he's just really good at faking his voice. That's my guess.
I mean, he's a voice actor.
Could be wrong. I could be wrong, but that's my guess.
I mean, we're gonna
He
find
lives in
out.
LA,
He. Oh
you
yeah, it's true.
know.
He. How can you afford living in
Well,
LA, bro?
I'm telling you, it's expensive.
Doesn't make sense.
And I listen to the microphone, the echoing sounds like a manor. It sounds like a mansion. So it's a it's an estate that he has, multiple cars. He has hired help, butlers, maids, an assortment of water, jet skis and things of that nature. Private jet, that's a rumor. I
I'm
haven't,
pretty sure all the. No, I mean, uh,
yeah,
the one time I hit him up to come on here, he was like, yeah, he has like a roadmap to revealing himself,
yes.
which he's mentioned. So we don't know. Maybe once he hits that 100K, he comes out and it's Robert Downey Jr., bro.
That's RDJ, the old Bob Downey.
Maybe that's what he's doing. He's trying to like drop little subtle hints
Of
every
course.
month and to kind of like slowly get us like picking up who he really is. And then after
Yeah.
100K, that's where he's gonna come out.
Yeah, I'm convinced. You can't convince me
I
otherwise.
I'm
It's him.
I think I'm there too. I
Uh,
think I'm there too. No, man. Yeah, like you said though. I mean, he is a really. I mean, yeah, he's killing it. I mean, he blew up. Really, I
yeah.
think when I first subbed to him, I want to say he had like 4,000 subs, and he's one of
Yeah, same
those.
here, same here.
Yeah,
Yeah, same there.
he's one of those blow ups.
Yeah, yeah. We had a funny collab that we did with myself and Pilk. That was we were just dying laughing the entire time. So we had a good time. We got to do something again fairly soon. Um, but yeah, that's another part of the Dokkan community that I really enjoy is collabing and like how easy it is to do it with a lot of people. There's no errors that people put on. There's no like,
There's a
oh,
couple of hard ones, I would say, but I want to say
it
like 80% of them, yeah, it's like real
yeah,
easy.
there definitely is like, all right, like you're not just gonna be able to
Call
do a
true
collab with Nano,
or
right?
nano, yeah,
Or yeah, or Rhyme Style because they're getting requests 1,000 of them a day. So seeding through the legit ones is very difficult. And also, they most of the time have to steal your term, a roadmap of what their videos are going to be for that week or 2 weeks. So fitting that in is going to be very difficult, right? But like for a lot of the, you know, people that are like under 100,000, they'll respond to Twitter messages, they'll respond to emails. And if not, then you can reach people who can then reach them. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Once
It's
you,
not
yeah, yeah,
it's not like this super out of reach, like, oh, I want to do a collab with Ninja. I'm gonna try to get that done. It's like, bro, that's gonna be impossible.
yeah. You
You
have to
know,
be realistic.
yeah, to get to him, you're gonna have to talk to 20 YouTubers just to maybe get a message to him. There's no direct line that
Yeah,
he's gonna see and take seriously. And that's one thing that like taking seriously is one thing that I really want to stress because I've had some people that have asked me to collab and they hadn't made a video in 9 months.
yeah, yeah. I can't do that either.
And
No.
it's like, I don't care if you have 10 subscribers. If you are making content daily, then I will say yes to a collab. But I'm not going to collab with you if this is the only video you're going to do all year.
Yeah,
Because like
you don't want that
how,
clout
I want
chasers.
to I want a level of professionalism too. Like I want to so you're just as invested as making quality videos that I am. So if you come in and you're using and it doesn't even have to be like this grand setup, but if you're using a microphone and if maybe you have a webcam, that's fine. but I don't want it to be like you're talking into the microphone built into your laptop that you got from school, and you have no editing software, so it's just going to be a one take, a one take thing, and you have really no idea how to make a thumbnail or anything like that. It's like maybe you should work on those things first, iron it out, even just a month of daily uploads. Get that under your belt. Okay, I kind of understand how this works. I understand my style. I know the way that I want to talk. I know what I want to talk about. I know, like, little things that are, I can fall back on, as opposed to, well, I haven't done a video in 4 months, and I haven't played Dokkan in 3 weeks. But yeah, let's do a summoning collab. It's like,
Yeah, yeah, no, I can't do that, man. I can't do that.
that's gonna be so awkward. Are you even gonna know who's on the banner? Are you gonna, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I'm the same way because I want to collab with people that are either trying as much as I am or attempting. Because I could work with effort. Like if someone is, trying their best. Um, I think the best person, right, that I've collabed with in terms of that was Mr. Baby, and you know, mad respect to him because basically what happened was I messaged him. I was about like a month and a half, and I did upload about 200. I mean, I upload like 100 videos a month, basically every month.
yeah,
And I just started, and like I messaged him. I was like, "Hey man, I'd love to like hang out with you sometime, just kind of talk." And he said something very similar to what you said. He's like, "Hey, you got like you're slowly getting there. Your commentary is getting there. Your thumbnails are getting there." He's like, "Let's wait a little bit till you hit a certain point, and I just want to see like how consistent you are and see what you're made of." And then, dude,
yeah,
I never re-messaged him because again, if I don't get a response from someone, I typically don't want to like bother them again.
yeah, yeah. You don't want to be that dude chasing the girl
Yeah,
that
yeah.
let you up.
And then he messaged me like a month later. He's like, "Bro, I've been watching you. I saw like you jumped up in subs. You're jumping up in your thumbnails. Your commentary is better. Bring me on. Let's do it." So like you said, it's cool that that I got to experience what you mentioned. It's like people will give you a chance, but they need to
Yeah,
see that you're at their either trying to get to their level or you're there.
yeah, exactly,
Because again, it's
exactly.
brands, dude. I mean, you guys have a couple thousand subs. You already have a brand. It's not
Yeah,
like you have 10 subs. You have a little income coming in. You have your connections. You've done collabs with General and Nolar, Toonrami, with all these guys already. So like you have a name. So you kind of have to like be careful. And even myself, even though like I'm only at 300 something subs, I've had Jay Fanta come on. I've had Nolar,
yeah,
you, Mr. Baby, Spiteful, Tor Crunch.
yep.
I have some other guys coming up soon, and it's like I have to be careful because I am talking to a lot of these guys every day now. Especially like Nolar is awesome. I love the guy to death,
Oh,
and
he's super cool.
yeah, yeah, I love him. So it's like you kind of have to start like not only worrying about your own stuff but everyone else's because you don't want to bring some guy who ends up being racist or something that you could have easily been able to tell if you just watched his stuff. And
Exactly.
you have to be careful, and I definitely understand that now. It happens more once you start collabing with people when you start worrying more like, damn, I gotta be there for like I gotta watch out for my boys.
Yeah, and I definitely do that with, because again, I'm not gonna collab with someone that I haven't watched one of their videos. So it's like when you asked me to come on, I had seen it recommended to me. I was like, oh, that's kind of a good idea. Gotcha Talks. That's kind of smart. Podcast. I think it was Nolar's joint that got recommended to me, and I watched some of it. So I had already had an idea of what it was about, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It wasn't just like, sure. Like I'll tell you a funny story. I had a request, and I still don't know if this is legitimate or not. I never responded to it, just because it seemed a little shady. And I apologize if the person who sent me this is listening. But dude, you got to reword your email a little bit better because it was sounding really shady. Anyway, it was someone who was saying that um, they hadn't made content in a long time, but they want to do a collab because they were a fan of mine, right? And so I was like, okay, this is interesting. First, whatever. And I was gonna respond and be like, hey, man, same thing. If you haven't done it in a long time, go ahead, start getting your stuff up, and I'll come back to it or whatever. But then it was the second part that kind of threw me off, which was like, oh, and I can pay you for the collab.
Ah,
And I was like, pay me for the collab? that doesn't happen. We don't pay each other for collabs. That's not a thing. And maybe this person was just that naive that they thought that was a requirement for collaborations. Or, and again, this is the internet, so you got to be careful. Maybe they were just trying to get the financials, like the PayPal information, so they
Yep.
can try to
Yep.
hack your joint. So that immediately I was like, I talked to Toon about it actually, and he was like, yo, that is shady as shit,
That
bro.
is shady.
And I was like, again, I apologize if the person was actually legitimate and they were just naive.
Y-
But understand that that's not how it works. So now you know.
Yeah, it's not. You don't
And
have to do that.
anybody who's listening to this, do not offer to pay someone to collab because that is a red flag and they'll immediately like just delete your email because they think you're like a phishing scam, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, no, it's true because they're not a sponsor, so they're trying to hit you with something else. There's only one guy that I know of that has been pretty open about paying people. It's Critical, and he only does that for his friends' sake because he's like, man, like if I'm bringing my friends on to do a podcast with me, I'll pay them. But like
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
different. It's not,
Yeah.
hey, I just like that's like me messaging Truth and be like, hey, bro, I'll pay you this amount of money for you to come on my channel. Like, no, that doesn't work like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if it's like your boy who they're doing it out of the kindness of their heart to come on there, I can definitely understand throwing them a few bucks or like just, yo, I'll get you a game on Steam or some crap like that. Me and my boys do favors for each other all the
Yeah,
time like
yeah,
that. And
exactly.
we'll repay ourselves in stuff like that, like Call of Duty points, or whatever the case is, League of Legends, RP, BattleNet, dollars or whatever, just like that, in a way that we know we'll get it back or whatever. So yeah, 100% agree. That makes sense. But just like hitting up a random person and just saying like, "Hey, I'll give you money if I can make a collaboration video with you." Like this isn't we're not like ESPN, right?
Yeah,
Like
we're not
where you're
that.
getting paid to be an analyst and coming on. This is not what it is, bro. We're just trying to have fun. And if a bigger channel is collabing with a smaller channel, like Jinro collabed with us because he thought it was gonna be fun. That's why he did it. Um, you know, Same thing with anybody else doing collabs. They just think it's going to be fun. They're not necessarily thinking like, oh, this is definitely going to get me more subscribers or, oh, this is going to hurt my subscribers. It's like, no, they just think it's going to be fun. And guess what? People like watching fun videos.
Yep. And those summoning videos you guys had were very fun.
Yeah.
I had a good time watching those.
I was shocked the nano large luck did not come through.
Man, his luck's been pissing me off a little bit. I've been
You're not
watching
the
those
first one.
videos. I've been watching those videos, man. But nah, dude. So we actually just hit that hour mark. So do you have any like closing comments?
Uh, Not really, man. Just subscribe to Gotcha Talks,
I was
like the
gonna say,
video, share the video, comment down below what was your favorite part, and if you actually watched the full hour, then let us know down below.
yeah, yeah, and I do definitely have a couple guys that do watch the full hour, and I'll drop all your information in the description. And again, thank you so much for coming on, man. This is actually probably one of my favorite ones because,
Hey, there we go.
we got to talk about a lot of serious things, and sometimes guys don't like to get too serious. So I had a really good time, bro, and hopefully I could get you back on. I'm trying to set up something again with Nolar to come back on, somewhere down the line. I mean, yeah, it's been busy. It's been busy for those guys.
For
So
sure.
we'll definitely set up something. And again, bro, thank you so much for coming on, guys. Thank you guys for the support on these podcasts. Without you, I wouldn't be able to have these. Really. So thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time.